No Chid Smooth in here, right? So whatever you say,
you know, Chid gonna have everything up there.
Whatever you say, Chid's gonna be on YouTube with it, man.
But
I like you.
Come on.
We feeling blessed and highly favored. I'm looking in the mirror and shit, man. Robbie Rob, what's up, King? How we feeling today, man? Blessed and highly favored. I ain't go live in a while. So let me tune in, get in tune with the peoples. Make sure y'all doing good. You know, just want y'all to know that you are blessed and highly favored on this little dreary morning. But at least it ain't freezing. The snow's starting to melt. You know. I miss you too, bro. I gotta get in the studio next week. I gotta go to Miami for Trayvon, the 10th anniversary of Trayvon tomorrow, so I'm running around today dealing with a lot of shit. But when I get back, we gotta finish up this project we doing. I wanna do some more shit to the Nas shit, then do the J shit, and then I got this other shit I wanna do. You know, I'm working on this Boycott Black Murder song. That's gonna be crazy. So we working, man. How you feel? I hope you good, man. 10 years, Trayvon Martin. 10 whole years. Yeah, I'm working on some shit. You know? But what I was gonna say, man, you know, I want to give a big shout out to everybody. Shout out to Snoop, shout out to Ebro, shout out to Drewski, shout out to everybody that understands the importance of this moment, man. Like, gun violence is completely taking over our community, and even like a joke. You know, I've been in the streets my whole life. I understand the rules of the streets, I understand everything. But what I don't understand is how we have normalized killing each other at this point. Like, it's in young babies, 14, 15, 13, 12 out here shooting and taking each other's lives, man. You know, so this Boycott Black Murder campaign, national campaign that we created is multifaceted. You know, it's multifaceted. It's going to be about violence interrupters going into communities that they know, with people that they know and respect, and being hands-on with the quote-unquote shooters, the ones who they know are in the communities that are actually shooting, and just engaging with them, trying to figure out what it's going to take to stop the violence, because nobody can completely stop violence. And if anybody tells you that, they stupid, or they just lying to you on purpose. But what we can do is mitigate the circumstances and try to make it, less feasible, and try to create different circumstances in the communities that take away from the reason that you have to. You know, in my assessment, poverty is violence. So if a person is hungry and they're dealing with poverty, it causes mental stress, it causes trauma, it causes all type of things, which leads to violence, will ultimately lead to violence. So if you look where violence is prevalent, it's in the poorest communities. You know, wherever there's poverty, there is violence and there's crime. You know? So we have to figure out ways to give these kids and some of these grown folks opportunities and give them access to resources that can give them opportunities not to live in poverty. You know? So that's what the reality is. Exactly. If you see the homie about to do something, stop before it happens. It's about interrupting, man. It's about being someone who has enough courage and respect to. I don't really agree with completely boycott drill music, right? I think drill music in its essence has a place, right? I think we have to boycott the circumstances that create the content of a lot of drill music, because there are a lot of drill beats and songs that are not geared towards real beef, right? They're geared towards a feeling, is a dance, the bounce you do. You know, all of the drill songs are not about real beef. You know, so for me, it's boycotting the circumstances that lead to drill music, right? It's boycotting incentivizing real beef, right? Because I like a lot of the music. I'm not gonna sit there and act like I don't like the music sometimes, but some of the messages about real beefs that people are having, right? So when you able to do like what G Herbo does with drill music, right? There's no real op in the music. He's not talking directly to somebody that he got beef with. He's talking about situations. He's talking about the community he grew up in. He's talking about the shit that he know could happen. He's talking about how if you try to hurt him, he gonna hurt you first. Those are real reactions. Those are real things that people been talking about in music. I think for me, the drill music becomes an issue when it's real beef. When people take real beef that they have from the streets and they bring it to the wax and they talk about an individual and they talk about someone who's dead and they talk about how they're going to kill someone who's alive and they talk about how they already shot somebody and they talk about all the things that's already happened in a real beef, and you take it to the public, it incentivizes that beef to continue to move on. You understand what I'm saying? So drill music artists who don't have beef, who aren't talking about real beef. The drill is just pretty much the sound that it goes for. So there are drill artists and there's drill music that doesn't really create real beef. You know, there's hypothetical situations. But when you talking about real beef that you got with somebody and you talking about really killing that person, that incentivizes a level of violence. You know what I'm saying? Like I like a lot of Dirk's music. You know, I like a lot of his music, and it's not all about real beef. But I think even he realizes at this point that we got to do something different. We got to change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? We have to change the narrative. So I think what we want to do is encourage and inspire the drill artists to have more to speak about, right? If we give them more opportunities. If you watch artists, when their opportunities change and they start getting money and clothes, they start talking about money and clothes. They move away from the violence because that's no longer their reality. So when we change the reality of the people, then we can change the music, because music is just a reflection of what reality is. Reality is not a reflection of music. Music is a reflection of reality. You know? I mean, and that's your preference. You don't have to like any of the artists. But the reality is drill music has given a lot of these young kids opportunities and gave them opportunities to change their life. Yes, it's also a lot of them put real life beef and engaged in real life street shit that lost their lives or put them in harm's way or lost their freedom. And that's a reality. So we have to figure out how do we balance it. You know, we have to figure out how do we balance that. You know, how do we enjoy the sound, we enjoy the music, but we take out the content that is directly connected to losing lives. How do we do that? That's what we have to figure out as a people. How do we say, yeah, you know what, we like the sound, we like the music, but we don't want to see people die. We don't want to hear you telling me about the person that you... What the hell is going on here? What just happened here? No, I'm not saying the money is not worth destroying the future. What I'm saying is, if we can have music and we can talk about reality without incentivizing beef, because the reality is a lot of these people come from urban communities. They come from the streets. They come from situations that are drastic, that are, this is unbelievable. Like, I don't even know what they just did here. But yeah, they come from different situations that are drastic. And that's what they talk about. They talk about their reality. So I don't want to take the authenticity out of music, right? But violence and killing people can't be your only. At 13, 14, 15, 16, that can't be all you know. You got to know a little more. You know what I'm saying? We got to challenge them and say, look, we can't play this type of music. They promote the crash dummies because they see that there is a want. It's a market for it. That's the reality. The reality is there's a market for violence and negativity. So they're going to promote to the market. When we stop buying it and we stop saying, we're going to fuck with it, they're going to stop making it. Young Lofton, good morning, Queen. But the thing is this, you keep saying talk about school. Nobody wants to talk about school, though. I didn't want to talk about school when I was in school. It wasn't something it didn't intrigue me. I didn't even like it most of the time. Styles, what's going on? So that wasn't something that I wanted to put into my music. Exactly. Boycott black trauma, because the trauma is what leads to the murder. So I want us to be conscious, man. I want us in our communities to be conscious about what we're dealing with every day. And understand that the goal is not to attack each other. Because we all going through the same shit. And if you feel like you got to tear somebody else down for you to be noticed or you to be great, especially tearing somebody else down that's actually attempting to do something positive, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think it's anything good can come from that. If you know somebody's attempting to do something positive and you utilize your voice to tear that person down, what are you really doing? Even if you don't agree with that person. It's so much of that now. So many people, this person ain't shit and I'm good. Oh yeah, this person act like they really doing this, or they act like they doing this, but they not doing nothing. I'm the person doing it. You gotta do that for somebody to notice you? Since when? Oh, they selling badges on here. You can buy listen, I forgot about that. Somebody brought one badge. Whoever brought the badge, I appreciate it. Let me see who it is. 2 badges. Lathissamos. Aya brought a badge. I got 2 people brought 2 badges. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Aya for always supporting.